Here's something nobody warns you about before your first cruise. You can do everything right. Book the perfect cabin, pick the perfect itinerary, count down the days for months, and then you show up at the port, excited, bags packed, ready for the vacation you have been dreaming about. And security pulls something out of your suitcase that you never once thought twice about packing. It happens more than you would think. And the frustrating part is, most of it is completely avoidable if someone had just told you ahead of time. So that is what today is about. 15 things that have no business being in your cruise suitcase, a few of which are going to make you stop and think, and at least one or two that are going to send you straight to your bag to double check before your next sailing. Stay with me until the end, because number 13 is the one that surprises people the most, even people who have cruised before. And if this is the kind of practical, no-nonsense cruise content you have been looking for, Cruise Navigator is exactly where you need to be. We cover the things that actually matter before you board. So hit subscribe and tap the bell and let us get into it. Number 1 is candles. And before you say anything, yes, even the small ones, even the ones in a jar, even the ones that feel completely harmless sitting on your bathroom counter at home. On a cruise ship, an open flame in a cabin is taken very seriously. These ships carry thousands of people in a floating structure at sea, and fire is not something anyone takes lightly. Every major cruise line prohibits candles completely. No exceptions, no gray areas. If they find them, and they do find them, they go. If you love having that kind of ambiance in your space, grab a battery-powered LED candle before you go. They look surprisingly realistic now, and they will actually make it on board with you. Number 2, a regular power strip. This one trips people up constantly because it seems like such a logical thing to pack. Cruise cabins have very few outlets, sometimes just 1 or 2, and when you are traveling with a phone, a tablet, a camera, earbuds, and everything else modern life requires, that feels completely insufficient. So you pack a power strip. Makes sense. Except that standard power strips without surge protection are banned on most cruise lines because of the electrical risk they create on the ship's system. The fix is simple. A surge-protected power strip is allowed. Same size, same function, just with that one added protection built in. Check that the one you are buying specifically says surge protection on the box, and you are good to go. Number 3, a drone. This one genuinely hurts to say, because the shots you could get from above the ocean, above a Caribbean port, above the ship itself at golden hour would be absolutely incredible. But drones are off limits on virtually every cruise line. The reasons are real. Airspace regulations, safety around a moving vessel, privacy concerns for thousands of other guests on board. Some cruise lines technically allow you to apply for permission in advance, but approval for regular passengers is extremely rare. If you bring one, hoping it might slip through, security will hold it for you until the day you disembark. You will see it exactly once after that, when they hand it back to you on the way off the ship. Leave it home and enjoy the view from the deck instead. Number 4, alcohol beyond the allowed limit. Most cruise lines let you bring a bottle of wine or champagne per person at embarkation. That is it. Anything beyond that is not allowed. And cruise ship security has genuinely seen every trick that exists. Liquor in shampoo bottles, flasks in shoes, juice boxes that are not juice. They know. They find it. And when they do, it does not come back to you later. It is just gone. If drinking is part of how you enjoy your vacation, budget for it, honestly, or look into your cruise line's drink packages before you sail. Trying to outsmart the system on this one never ends well. Number 5. Certain medications in large amounts or without documentation. Most medications are completely fine to bring. But here's something a lot of travelers do not find out until they are already at a port. Certain ingredients that are legal in over-the-counter medications in the United States are restricted or outright banned in some of the countries your ship visits. Caribbean ports, Mexican destinations, and various international stops all have their own laws. And when you walk off that ship, you are under those laws. Bring a doctor's note for any prescription medication. Do not pack more than you actually need for the trip. And spend a few minutes before you sail looking up the specific rules for each port on your itinerary. It sounds like a lot, but it takes less time than you think. And it is the kind of thing you will be very glad you checked. Number 6. a hoverboard or electric scooter. These were banned quickly and completely across the cruise industry. And the reason is the lithium battery. Ships take fire risk at sea with absolute seriousness, and lithium batteries in recreational devices are on that list. If you have a medical need for a mobility scooter, that is a different situation entirely. There are approved options you can arrange through your cruise line or a specialized rental company, but the kind you ride for fun, it is not getting on board. Number 7, 10 pairs of shoes. Security will let them right through. Nobody's going to stop you. And that is exactly why this one belongs on the list, because you will do it to yourself, and nobody will warn you until it is too late. Cruise cabins are small, not hotel room small, genuinely compact, and shoes take up more space than almost anything else you pack. 8 or 10 pairs sounds completely reasonable when you're standing in your bedroom at home with a whole closet in front of you. It becomes a real problem when you are living out of a space the size of a large walk-in closet for 7 days, and you cannot find anything because shoes are everywhere. 3 pairs. That is the number experienced cruisers land on every time. Something comfortable for walking at port, something casual for the pool and the deck, something a little nicer for evenings and formal nights if your sailing has them. 3 pairs covers everything. Pack 3 pairs. Number 8, jewelry you would be devastated to lose. Cruise ship cabins have safes, and they are reasonable for keeping everyday valuables secure, but bringing truly irreplaceable jewelry, pieces with serious sentimental value or significant financial value, onto a cruise introduces risk that does not need to be part of your vacation. Cabins are serviced by housekeeping multiple times a day. Port environments can be unpredictable, and jewelry does go missing on cruises. It happens more than cruise lines tend to publicize. If losing a piece would genuinely ruin you, leave it home. Beautiful costume jewelry exists for exactly this reason. You will look just as good, and you will actually be able to relax. Number 9, an iron or a steamer. You want your clothes to look good. That is completely reasonable, but irons and steamers are banned in cabins for the same reason candles are fire risk in an enclosed space. The good news is that the ship already has this covered. Most cruise lines offer a pressing service on board. Many ships have self-service laundry available to guests as well. Pack a travel-size wrinkle-release spray. Choose fabrics that travel well, things that breathe and do not wrinkle badly in a suitcase. Use the ship's service for anything that really needs it. And skip the iron because it is not making it past security anyway. Number 10, anything illegal. This one has to be said directly. Cruise ships operate under multiple legal systems at the same time. The laws of the country where the ship is flagged, the laws of every port on the itinerary, and international maritime law. Being caught with illegal substances on board does not result in a warning. It results in being removed from the ship at the next port, and in many cases being handed directly to local law enforcement in a foreign country. There is no good version of that outcome. None. Number 11, a thick wallet full of cash. Almost everything on the ship goes through your onboard account, which you set up with a card at check-in. There's very little on board that requires physical cash at all. At ports, most tourist areas accept cards and have ATMs nearby. Walking around a busy port with a significant amount of cash on you is an unnecessary risk. Tourists are watched in these environments, and a visible wallet full of money is exactly the kind of thing that attracts the wrong attention. Bring enough for small purchases, local vendors, a tip at a beachside restaurant, a souvenir from a market stall. Keep the rest where it is safe. Number 12, a full-size umbrella. A compact travel umbrella. Absolutely bring one. Tropical weather can change fast, and having something small that folds flat is genuinely useful. But a full-size umbrella has no good home in a cruise cabin. It will spend the entire trip either stuffed under the bed or taking up closet space you need for everything else. A travel umbrella handles every weather situation you will realistically face. Sits in a day bag without any effort and does not require you to reorganize your cabin every time you reach for it. Number 13, and this is the one that catches people who have cruised before. Extension cords. Not a power strip. A basic household extension cord. The kind sitting in a drawer in almost every home in America. It seems so harmless. It feels like such a practical thing to pack when you know the cabin outlets are limited. But extension cords are specifically on the prohibited list for most cruise lines because passengers have a history of using them in ways that overload cabin electrical systems, which on a ship at sea is a serious problem. Security knows to look for them. Bring the surge-protected power strip instead, which is allowed. and which solves the exact same problem without any of the risk. Number 14. Fresh produce or agricultural items from port. Packaged snacks from home are generally fine. The issue comes when passengers pick up fresh fruit, local plants, or certain agricultural products during a port stop and try to bring them back on board. Many cruise destinations, especially in the Caribbean, have strict agricultural rules about what can cross back onto a vessel. Getting stopped during an agricultural inspection at port does not just affect you. It slows down boarding for everyone behind you. Enjoy the fresh mango at the market. Leave it there. Number 15. And honestly, the most important one on this entire list, everything, or close to it. Overpacking is the single mistake that quietly undermines the cruise experience for more people than any prohibited item ever could, because security lets it all through. Nobody stops you. You make it to your cabin feeling like you nailed the packing, and then you spend the next 7 days living in a small space surrounded by things you never touch, bags that never fully get put away, and a general sense of clutter that makes relaxing genuinely harder than it needs to be. The rule that experienced cruisers come back to every single time is simple. Pack half of what you think you need. Half. Choose pieces that work together. Fabrics that travel well, outfits that can do more than one thing, and trust that if you genuinely need something you did not bring, the ship's gift shop exists and ports have stores. Arriving at your cabin with a bag you can actually unpack, seeing your space feel open and organized, that feeling right there is the beginning of a real vacation. Not a moving puzzle, not a storage problem, a vacation. One last thing before you go, and this is genuinely worth doing before every single sailing. Go to your cruise line's official website and look up their current prohibited items list. Not a travel forum, not a blog post from 2 years ago. The actual list from the cruise line itself, because it gets updated. What was fine to bring 18 months ago may be on the banned list today. 5 minutes of checking before you start packing can save you from losing something at the gangway that you actually needed, or something you actually cared about. Check the list, pack with intention, and show up at that port, ready to enjoy every single minute of what you worked hard to plan. If this helped you get ready for your next sailing, Cruise Navigator has a full library of content designed to do exactly that. Real information, real preparation, real cruising. The video on your screen right now is the perfect place to keep going. And if you are not subscribed yet, now is the time. We will see you in the next one.